Good afternoon. Good afternoon, the honorable lecturers of Faculty of Education and also all students of MA and also PhD program. Welcome to today's lunch talk sessions. And on behalf of organizing committee, I would like to say thank you for all of you for your today's presence and also for your participation. And my name is Rahayu, and I will be your moderator for today. To formally begin our today's sessions, it is such a great honor for us to invite the Dean Faculty of Education, Professor Nina Nurmila, PhD, to delivering opening remarks before the session begin. So please welcome to Professor Nina Nurmila, PhD, and the floor is yours, Professor.
On now. Okay, good. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. I'm very glad that we can see, or although it is not many of you, because this is for semester one. It is already semester break, I know. So you can relax. Anyone here in semester one, students? Please raise your hand. Okay. So I hope that you enjoy your semester break, and I know that for master semester 3, they still need to be here because they will have proposal seminars next week. So you need to prepare your PowerPoint, etc. And then for PhD student in the later stage, not semester one, they have to review or they already submitted. That's good. And the big one is the batch one. They will have seminar dissertation seminar. So before having the final defense, they need to have the first draft being examined by mostly internal examiner. And for the lectures, I only see Dr. Lukman here. Because most of our lectures are very busy reading your thesis drafts, dissertation that will being examined, and also the draft of literature review. So many. Uh, and I would like to welcome Dr. Fauzana. This is maybe the third time I met you. Thank you very much for coming. And also, other than the speaker for today's lunch talk, she is also one of the reviewers for the conference paper. Oh, I say that. But we usually send the paper when we would like to select any paper that can be presented in our conference. So I'm very grateful. And then we are looking forward to listening your knowledge, to share your knowledge about uh, arts-based methodologies in educational research as an alternative approach in interpretive inquiry. Uh, I I really want to learn about this because I like to learn about methodology because I can see like the development from positivist paradigm, which research is objective, very dry, with passive voice that the research is conducted by whom? They said we don't need to tell who do the research because the research is objective. This is moving into positivist paradigm when research in which research is subjective. So it is important to us to show the subject of our research. That's why this affect the way we report the research, in which in qualitative research it is acceptable to say I argue, in my opinion. So that's the difference between positivistic and post-positivistic paradigm. I think the arts methodologies is one of the development of the post-positivist paradigm, in which that research is not only can be explained well in positivist is numbers. But in qualitative research is because it is more interpretive, it is description. But with the arts, from you, I know that, for example, the result of research can be in pictures. Pictures can say more than words. Yeah. Uh, well, we all need to do research, but our research need to be impactful. Impactful research, for example, like maybe most of you have read the pedagogy of the oppressed, that we need to be critical in reading the text, and which shows also the realities. And the one of the aims of the reading or doing research is uh, to promote social change in order to achieve justice. So the arts methodologies also can be one of the ways to express feeling, to criticize discrimination or bullying or whatever, in order to be free from such kind of treatment. And we don't need to be pessimistic about the impact of the research, because I, as a feminist myself, I can see how the feminist writing, feminist research have impactful in changing the realities of the discrimination against women. For example, the changing of the word uh, before feminist research being publicized. Usually, people mention the married man. Oh, sorry. For men is Mister. This is both for married and sometimes the unmarried one, the little one is master. But for women, it is differentiated between Miss MISS, that this is unmarried. She is unmarried, and for married is Mrs. MRS. And sometimes people discriminate against married people. And feminist has changed the title from MRS into more neutral title MS. Miss means that this woman can be either married or not. And that's the result of the discourse in writing, in publication, and that's change the reality. So your research also should be like impactful. And okay, I'm looking forward to your speech, or for you to share what consider arts methodologies and how these arts methodologies can change the realities of people life, as at least to raise consciousness about the feeling of the people who produce arts. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Professor Nina Nurmila, PhD, for the insightful opening remarks. And ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce today's speakers. And for today's sessions, for the lunch talk, we have Ibu Fauzana Fauzan El Muhammadi, PhD. Welcome to Triple IU, Ibu Fauzana. Ibu Fauzana is a lecturer of anthropology in the Department of Sociology, Faculty of Social Science, Padang State University. She earned her PhD in Educational Studies from McGill University. She holds a bachelor degree in anthropology from Andalas University, Master of Science in Communication Sciences from University of Indonesia, and Master of Science in Foundational Education in Major Sociocultural and International Development Education Study Program from Florida State University, US. And her teaching area focuses on anthropology, culture, anthropology of education, ethnography of Indonesia, ethnosciences, and also local wisdom, which is very suitable for us, the students of Faculty of Education, to get a broader knowledge and also a new insight based on this kind of the topics. And Ibu Fauzana Fauzan also concentrate on the research area of qualitative research in leadership, especially in higher education context. And Ibu also serve as a journal editor, Ibu, and also conference paper review. So everyone, please give a warm welcome to Ibu Fauzana, PhD. Okay, so Ibu, do you want to sit here or you just want to stand there? Okay. It's, yeah, 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 whatever. Yeah, it's okay. All right. Thank you, Ibu. So, without further ado, everyone, we will now proceed to the main sessions of today's lunch talk. And the presentation will last approximately 1 hour, Ibu. And then we will conclude at 2 p.m. and then followed by the Q&A sessions after. So, Ibu Fauzan, the floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ashrafil anbiya'i wa mursalin wa ala alihi sahbihi ajma'in. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Rabbi sadri wa sirri amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and especially for my gratitude for Prof. Nina and the team to inviting me to this lunch talk at the uh, Indonesian International Islamic University. It is such an honor for me to be here to share my knowledge and my experience as especially when I was a doctoral student in Canada, especially at McGill University. And also, I would like to express my gratitude for all of the faculty members at the Faculty of Education and all of the lecturers, and also for the students and masters and doctoral students and all of the academic community at the Faculty of Education at Triple IU. Okay, I would like to discuss the topic that's I found that strong relation with my educational background and my doctoral research when I was taking my PhD in Canada at McGill University, Canada. And I picked this title, Reimagining Art-Based Methodologies in Educational Research as Alternative Approaches to Interpretive Inquiry, because I found that until now, this research methodology is still attached with my educational research background. So that's why I picked this title, this topic, to inspire others, especially academic community, to inspire master students, doctoral students, how to improve their quality of research through their personal experience during engage with the research participant, especially who have a passion to work with the qualitative research. In introduction, I'm going to discuss the development of art-based research methodologies, uh, such as I'm going to discuss about the trend of the use of art-based methodologies in educational research and the use art-based methodologies in educational settings, such as practicing collage, practicing visual images and textual approach and objects. And then the next session, I'm going to explain about my personal experience. I'm going to share how to use the art-based research methodologies in my doctoral work. In exploring leadership studies and after the future direction in educational research. And the last part, I'm going to give my reflection, what's the meaning using the qualitative research, especially art-based research methodology as a main methodology in developing the doctoral research, especially in educational setting. In introduction, I'm gonna start the introduction with the question, with the quotes. The arts celebrate multiple perspectives. One of their large lesson is that there are many ways to see and interpret the world. That's the quotes I picked from the Elliot Eisner. And in interpretive inquiry, arts such as images and paintings have played important roles in research methodology development. What is interpretive inquiry? Some scholars explain that an approach to research that seeks to understand how individuals and groups construct meaning within social, cultural, and historical contexts. So it means knowledge is viewed as subjective, constructed, and connects dependent. And the key of characteristic of interpretive inquiry first focus on meaning making and contextual holistic, and it's also researcher reflexivity. So it means that this interpretive query provides a space for researchers to reflect themselves in terms of their experience in doing research with and engage with the participant. And the last time it's show the multiple realities. photo voice is a technique that involves a researcher giving the participant cameras and asking them to photo certain aspect of their lives. So it means that photo voice is a one of media to communicate, to building communication between participant and researcher. So according to Bruce Albert, that this technique provide a means for an investigator to gain perceptual access to the work form from the few points of individual who have not traditionally had control over the means of imaging the world. So it means that photo voice is the media to facilitate the communication and engagement between the people to be the subject in the research process and and their connection with the researcher. I use a photo face to understand the learning process of my son when he was student in high school. At the beginning of the year, he had the difficulties adjusting to the school system. At the beginning of the year, he was struggling to understand the curriculum system due to the language barriers, because in Quebec, local people speak two languages, French and English. And so it's already integrated to the curriculum systems. My son was a little bit introverted. He did not talk much about his education. And as a mother, I felt that it is a problem for me to find solution. So I was thinking that just in case he got a problem when he adjusts with the curriculum system in high school in Canadian context. He went to Westmont High School. That's the best high school in Montreal when the Kamala Harris graduated from this school. And he was struggling so hard to adjust with the system, especially with the language. And then when I took the class of my supervisor, it's a qualitative inquiry, I got assignments to provide like visual images or to use one of art-based methodology and to share my experience in my to my classmate on that time. And then and suddenly I just it came to my mind that I want to explore more about my son's progress in education, and I asked him many times, how do you feel about school, and do you feel it's interesting or what is? And because he was so introverted and he didn't talk much about that one, and I feel unsatisfied about that one, so I found strategy how to with this to get more information about his feeling and try to apply this method to him. So, for example, I asked him to draw something on a piece of paper to tell me about your feeling, about your experience when in class or with your teacher or maybe with your classmates. So, can you explain it in like drawing something in the paper? And then, yeah, and he agreed, and yes, of course. And then this is the result, and he drawing something, and thinking a lot about how to express my feelings through the picture, and then how to communicate my experience through the picture. And then the result is it's really surprised me, and this is the result. This is the result of using visual images to express feelings in learning experience. And you can see that in social science, he say that I got confused. And French, what's that? I don't understand. I love it, but it's hard. And math, how can what is? It is, I can understand the formula. It's, I so confused and so stressful. And for history, I'm so confused. I can understand only 30%. And then he said, how can I explain about this map? The language is so difficult. So that's the result. And from that one, I learned many things. It's small thing, but it's it's explained a big things to me. And this influenced my decision to send him to another school, English school, language school, to improve his language and to leave the school for a while and taking English program to strengthen his competency in English and also French. And surprisingly, when I shared this experience in class with my colleague and my supervisor, and then my supervisor, this is very amazing. So is it okay if I invited you to be contributor to my uh, books? Of course, sure. And then this is the result. It's already published in this book to inspire others. That's from this piece of paper, from the from the uh, pictures, from visual images, from drawing something and express your feelings through drawings, you can get a big, a, a big meanings to make decision and to decide something that's really important for your progress, or maybe your family's progress, your sons or children progress. So this is the comment that's already added by my supervisor to the books. This picture were drawn on March 5th, 2017 to express his feelings after midterms at high school. He has faced some challenging and very new experience as an international student, such as adjusting to the new academic culture, education system, and curriculum. He found himself having difficulties to follow some subject after studying in secondary for 4 months. As a mother, I was having difficulty knowing about his true feelings during his study because he was a little bit introverted. Then I took the initiative to ask him to express his feelings by drawing some pictures with comments on them. This exercise was inspiring me to find alternative way to support this progress. After careful reconsideration, I decided that he should leave school for a while. Then we decided to send him to language school at Final College to improve his language skills. Now, after 2 months, he looks like he's really enjoying studying in the language school. He has met a lot of friends, other international students from many countries. He looks more confident, and I have found this language skill have improved. I have everything goes well with his studies, then he can return to high school in September. Personal communication, May 18, 2020. That's the comment that I put. It's already added to the books. And um, my comment for this experience, so what this exercise demonstrated to me was that in my professor put a comment to me, what this exercise demonstrated to me was that in addition to Fauzana learning about the photo voice process, which was the purpose of the exercise, it is very apparent that even an very small scale, even in, I highlight this one, even on a very small scale, this process has the power to get at issues in very concrete ways and to produce viable ways to enacting positive change. Also, it is emphasizes the power's possibility of the use of drawing in visual inquiry, which a space prohibits from including here, but it is increasingly being used by researchers in many areas of the world. So this is kind of like important advantage of using photograph for elicitation. First, it involves basic paradigm shifting, the focus on the visual rather than each other, creates natural third party, and the initiatives such as photo voice where the participant use and direct the cameras and participate collaborative in inquiry process. It becomes creative, engaging, and empowering enterprise, which much potential for enacting change. And another way that have been used when I was a student at McGill University, I practiced a textual approach to research to understand my personal spaces. And I got assignment from Professor Claudia Mitchell. Please, what is pick one of type of visual images that can be used to explain your experience in using object as a media to to strengthen your critical thinking. And I picked this one. Is this the the picture of my apartment when I was it was in 2016 when my family still they are still in Indonesia, and this is the picture of my one bedroom apartment. And I took the picture and I share it in my classroom in my with my classmate, my experience to express my analytical thinking, how to transform pictures into textual data. So it's very hard. So let's say we pick one picture and we choose that's very interesting picture, but it's so challenging to translate it into words. So this is a kind of my experience in using one of the research-based methodology. And this is my reflection. What I have learned from this method that it has encouraged me to how to explore and source a particular object and how to interpret and describe its meaning and function very detailed. And yes, I agree that a picture is worth 1,000 words because every photograph we take can be understood as a source of meaning and a form of a text. So another example, practicing using visual images of objects to explore personal professional identities. I also get involved in the school activity when I use image to to explore my educational background and my professional background. For example, this one in Professor Claudia Mitchell class, I chose this picture to be used as part of my assignment, and I already examined how photograph as value and meaningful artifact that can renew appreciation for the personal within professional context and support creative, multiple and flexible negotiation of personal professional identities. And so this one already published in this book, Object Medley. So you can search in Google Google Scholars. So it's already published. It's in 2017. This is the part of my creation by using the visual art-based research methods. And this is the object lessons. I explain in my assignment that Mount Merapi is a symbolic representation of the history of cultural identity of the indigenous of Minangkabau tribe. The picture of Mount Merapi reminds me of my cultural values and philosophies, which has also much influenced my personality development, experiences, and educational backgrounds. The cultural influence have not only brought me to the level of doctoral program, but also has strongly encouraged my curiosity to do research in the area of comparative studies education. So it means from this picture, I can explore more about myself. It reminds me everything, my cultural background, my educational background, my professional background. It started from one picture. So it's trained me how to explore more about how image can tell us everything, and image can be source everything to support your research project. And then in another class with my supervisor, it's PhD colloquium. When I met a lot of students from many backgrounds, and we are already practicing how to use another form of visual images, such as creating commonplace book. Maybe some people already familiar with this one, but to me, it was really new on that time. So commonplace book are ways compiling knowledge and can be taken to it's typos there, to scrapbooks, including a variety of elements such as photograph, notes, quotes, quotation, pencils, and other visual and written form of documentation, and interspersed with superficial incident memories springing from entire themselves. So commonplace books like it's like a piece of book that use a lot of images, a lot of photos as a source of the knowledge. So my the question that guided our process were, who am I as researcher, and what brought me to where I am today? So my professor asked the student to create this book in order to encourage them to find themselves. Why did you take a PhD here in Montreal? Why not in somewhere else? Why here? So it's also become this very powerful question, that because yes, I have to try to recall everything, my reason to what is to take a PhD, especially in Canada. And this is the result of commonplace book. This is my masterpiece, another masterpiece from using visual images. Creating the commonplace book was an art-informed approach at understanding our academic identity formation in relation to stories and significant events in our lives. This already published in the um, the qualitative reports with my colleagues. That's to me, that's the amazing experience. So finally we got acceptance for to publish our work in qualitative works. Sorry, so you can find it. So you can search in. There are a lot of link to find these articles. Okay, so now it's time for me to share my experience to use art-based research in my doctoral work. So, it came to my mind how it would be if I use visual images if I want to learn about the experience of leadership, especially in Indonesian context, especially in Islamic education, because I have to deal with people from the top level, and people from government institution, and people from Islamic university. It's not easy, and it came to my mind, should I use this methodology to support my research research projects? So yes, why not? I challenge myself, and because to me, I really impressed with the quotes that um, how qualitative is very important to strengthen my research skills. So from the Spratly quotes, let me to read the quotes. I want to understand the world from your point of view. I want to know what you know in the way you know it. I want to understand the meaning of your experience, to walk in your shoes, to feel things as you feel them, to explain things as you explain them. Will you become my teacher and help me understand? So that's really inspired me to be a someone who have a passion in working in qualitative research. Yes, this one's uh, my dissertation in using art-based methods in exploring leadership experiences in Indonesian Islamic education. So the title of my dissertation is the Pioneers Qualitative Study of Leadership Experiences in an Institutional Transformation Process in Islamic Higher Education in Indonesia. I use visual images to engage with the participant, um, because to me, the some of leaders in Islamic education, they already they already have faced some amazing experience to improve the quality of education. So when the very first time institutional transformation occurred in Indonesia, it was around 30 years ago. For the particular people, particular persons, it's difficult for them to recall their memories about the process and the progress of the institutional transformation, especially in Islamic higher education in Indonesia. And so that's why I challenge myself to use visual images to be involved in my data collection. For example, I use here the name tag and historical picture, and because I use the visual image to explore leadership experience in the institutional transformation of the Islamic Institute to enhance the interview dialogues with the research participant, to improve the better conversation when I engage with them. So I use deep interview for my research and semi-structured interview protocol. And for document collection, I already collected written public documents, artifacts from governments, such as decrees, statistical data, regulation, guidelines, and photos from the central government. And I also use reflective memos. I took a notes and to support my account for bias and assumption, to develop my ideas and thoughts that emerged during research process. And for visual images, I use miniature and public documents, name tag, books, and building miniatures to enhance the interview conversation. So before I conducted the interview, I asked each participant through the invitation letter to bring the one or two kind of visual images or artifacts that remind them about their rules in getting involved in the process of transformation. And this is the type and source of provided visual images. 5 of the 10 participants from the Islamic Institute provided. Not only 5 of them. Let's again, for the participant from Islamic Institute, 10 participants provided voluntarily find the visual images during the interview. And meanwhile, none of the 5 participants from the stakeholder institutions, such as government institution, provided visual images due to the time that it would take access to them. So this is my participants. I interviewed 15 participants. Some of them that's very maybe you are familiar with them. The first ones like Professor. I involved them in my interview. Professor Azumadi Azra, Professor Malik Fajar, Professor Nasaruddin Umar, Professor Maskuri Abdullah, also Professor Kamaruddin Hidayat, and the other ones, some of leaders from governments. I involved them in this interview, and I asked them to bring like images or artifacts that really remind him about their experience or their involvement during the institutional transformation. This is a kind of artifact and images already provided by me as a researcher, and also by the participant. First, the name tag, and the second one, historical photos, university logos, public documents, building miniature image, and books. For example, name tag. When I interview Professor Azra, and I asked them, did you bring something for our interview today? Yes. This is my name tag. Could you explain something from this one? Yeah. And then he explains everything. He explained everything. Oh, when I was leaders in the Islamic in Sharif Hidayatullah Jakarta, and it's to recall everything. It's really it was amazing to me to get response from him, and as a result, the transcript of the interview is 25 pages. It's a lot. It's huge. Based on this image, some of my participants provided huge data for my research project. So that's why I found, oh my God, this is it's really, really amazing. And so that's why I feel confident. Okay, why not? Let's do it. And then so that's the reason that's happened. And this is example of visual images provided in the intervention. This is visual images provided by participants, and the other one visual images provided by me, by a researcher. I broke a picture of the integration of institutional transformation, and I show him, this is the one of leaders in the Ministry of Religious Affairs who got involved with the process of Islamic institution transformation, with the with the policy making and policy decision. And through the image, he explained laws about the background, about the history of Islamic higher education institution transformation. It's really helpful, and it's really powerful to strengthen my data collection. And the study result, this is the study result. So the participant leaders made tremendous contribution that achieved their institutional transformation for approaches performing, catalyzing, strategizing, implementing, and nurturing were used with the internal group, such as the people who are working in the institution, the Islamic institution. And three approaches, pushing, pulling, and compromising, were used with the external groups, such as government institutions. So this is the result of my research by using the visual art. So I found a lot of themes that can be used to present the research results, such as in terms of when I ask them about human resources, a new program of study, the development school facilities, infrastructures, financial resources, and also new organizational structures. That's already well explained by the my research participant, and this is the result of my research project. So what's the advantages in using the art-based methodologies? The advantages, the visual images help me to refine my question, obtain a more nuanced understanding of the perspective of my participants, and explore the personal strengths and concern of the participant that might not have been voiced through the interview question alone. Visual images were powerful to support the interview process. Visual images help me to produce detailed answers to interview questions on the part of certain participants, and this helped me to develop additional interview questions. The exploration of leadership experiences via visual images, for example, what their experience were, how the transformation took place, the roles they played, etc., become more meaningful and understandable. But what's the challenges in using visual images methods? For me, the challenges are some participants were unable to provide the visual images due to limited resources. That's because I found some of them, they got confused. What kind of image I should provide? What kind of artifact? Oh, okay. So that's also the problem during the interview. But I also anticipate to provide another visual images or artifact that can be used as a media to to strengthen my conversation with the research participant. The level of connectedness to the visual images varied. Varied, it means some of them they still can recall the memories very well, but some of them not really. Some of them they are really hit them with the moment when they were the leaders in a particular institution. There are different level of comfort when reacting to the visual images. Yes, of course, some people will provide different reaction to respond a particular artifact or image. So that's a challenge during the interview. And the future direction of art-based research methodologies in educational research, I believe it's going to be very important, especially to strengthen ethical and evaluative frameworks to enhance credibility and promoting participatory and decolonial approaches that clarify marginalized voices. It's can contribute directly to policy, teacher education, and knowledge utilization by translating research findings into accessible artistic and creative forms for wider academic and public audiences. It is also can encourage novice researchers, it's like a doctoral student, master's student, and academic communities to develop other alternative methods that are relevant to current digital world by integrating digital and multimedia art such as digital storytelling, visual and virtual exhibition, and AI-supported creative practices. In this lunch stall, I'm going to give my reflection uh, on using art-based research as an alternative approach to interpretive inquiry in educational research. Working with images has given me a wonderful and meaningful experience in my PhD journey. It has enhanced my knowledge and skills in understanding the process of meaning making in unique ways. It has strengthened my critical thinking, academic language, and research capabilities while also challenging me to engage with innovative research methods. Moreover, this process has deepened my passion for exploring phenomena rooted in everyday human experiences. To me, art-based research methodologies offer an alternative approach to interpretive inquiry by expanding how meaning is understand and also is understood in educational research. While traditional interpretive methods use conventional ways that rely mainly on interviews and written text, this research method use artistic forms such as college and image that can improve our qualitative uh, research. And these research methods allows meanings that are emotional, embodied, or difficult to verbalize to be explored more fully. As an interpretive approach, art-based research methodologies share the same objective of understanding how people make sense of their educational experiences. However, it recognizes that meaning is not only created through language, but also through creative expressions. This makes art-based research methodologies especially useful for capturing complex or sensitive experiences in educational settings. Using art-based research methodologies also requires researchers to be reflexive, as interpretation involves both artistic work and the research perspective. Although this approach may raise questions about rigor within traditional qualitative research, it provides rich, meaningful insight when supported by clear theoretical and methodological justification. Overall, art-based research strengthens interpretive inquiry by offering more inclusive and creative ways to understand and represent educational experiences. To close my reflection, I have a question for a lot of us as researchers, students, course instructors, educators, policymakers, and professionals in imagining effective research methodology in the future. The question is, what can we offer our academic communities that enables the development of research methodologies in unique and innovative ways, especially to develop research educational studies and specific contexts such as educational policy and leadership, teacher identity and professional development, student performance, student voice engagement and well-being, inclusive education and special needs, curriculum design and pedagogical innovation, school culture and leadership, and disaster education. I hope all this inspire others. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fauzana, for the very deep explanations, and also it's very enlightening for us, especially for students faculty of education, especially for the one who wants to do the research qualitative methodology, because it is interesting how you say that the ABM, the art-based methodology, especially for the interpretative inquiry, is becoming a major quality in the research qualitative. Now we are moving on to the Q&A sessions. So everyone who wants to ask questions, please raise your hands. Oh, we have one, two. Oh, we have so many from the lecturers as well. Yeah, yeah, because of the times, maybe uh, we only have we have two from the students, and then what about the lecturers? Like, or maybe like, oh, yeah, okay. But before we are moving on, Ibu, to the questions, I have a questions as well, because actually, like, my research is about the ethnography, and I'm using the interpretive methodology in my research designs. And then we know that, its interpretive inquiry is often called as subjectivity, and then it's lack of objective. And then, like, do you know, like, in what ways interpretive inquiry contribute to the theory building rather than theory testing? Because, like, some of us, like, they feel, I don't know, like, hesitate. Oh, is it not because of the subjectivity, but because of the lack of objectivity? So what do you think about it, Ibu?
So I'm gonna, okay, so the question is how interpretive inquiry.
Contributing into the theory building rather than theory testing, because some people said that, oh, it's only about theory testing, and then the interpretative inquiry is only like subjective, and then it's not like, like objective, lack of objective.
Okay. That's very, very interesting question. So to me, that's qualitative inquiry has what is has a powerful contribution to the development of research, especially in educational setting or in the areas of social sciences, or someone who's gonna doing research in the context of social cultures. That because why? Because the first thing that's really important from the perspective qualitative is how to engage with the human lived experience directly from that experience, so people can create ideas and give them to build another understanding and to present another aspect of human social life that cannot be that cannot be reached by the what is the question alone. And in in another type of research methodologies that's using more data, statistical data to support their research projects. So I suggest that qualitative research can is not what is it can hence the another kind of research methodology in terms of how to represent the human lived experience in the actual ways, because it's difficult to us if you want to collect data from the participant, uh, or maybe we can share, like, so we can collect data through survey and questionnaire. So if you want to get deeper understanding and deeper information and rich data for the participants, I think this interpretive inquiry is very helpful, because why we engage directly with the person, we engage directly with the human who got involved with the object or subject to be studied. Again, and they are really engaged directly with the phenomenon to be studied. So that's why, to me, by using interpretive inquiry, is also potential can build another new concepts, even theories, especially in the current situation when the people is rely on the development of digital things, such as in the Gen Z, they use a lot of what is digital application in their learning process. So that's why, to me, so yeah, it's really powerful for interpretive inquiry to contribute for building a new theories or new concept that can be used to support our research project.
All right. Okay. Thank you for the answer, Ibu. So now we are moving to the participants. Maybe we only open for 2 questions from the students, and also I'm so sorry for the lectures because we don't have like much time to do the sessions. So please, but do you have your microphone on you? Oh, sure.
Thank you. My name is Faradila. I'm a PhD students batch 2. Um, Thank you for giving this enlightening presentations. Currently, I'm actually working on culturally responsive pedagogy in mathematics teaching. And one of the things that I'm doing is giving the professional development to the teachers as well. One of the things that I have done is giving the kinds of awareness to the teachers that mathematics is actually the cultural products. So one of the things, like, I'm giving some kinds of pictures and then ask the teachers as if they are students to actually doing some kinds of questioning using mathematics. And there are some kinds of questions that is given, but when I'm actually discussing the questions that is produced by the teachers at that times, I'm doing kinds of like semiotics analysis. So I would like to ask what kinds of relationships between the semiotics, like the study of meaning making from the symbols, pictures, signs, with the arts-based methodologies here. The second questions related, because I'm also a math teachers. Just yesterday, I'm actually doing some kinds of test, like kinds of a diagnostic test, because we are entering the new semester. And then what I'm asked to the students is actually ask them to do some kinds of photography sessions to capture their understanding from the previous chapters. I'm actually giving the examples, like the pictures and also like the description, few sentences. But what I get from the students is actually they are really copying the way or the of the descriptions, including like the context of the examples of my photos. So it's not really like diverse photographies, but they always doing different kinds of photos, but the theme is the same thing. Is there anything that I can actually do better in the next task if I want to do the same thing? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mbak, for the questions. Ibu, you want to answer first, or we should collect the second question?
I'm gonna answer.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for the question. That's very interesting. So the first one for semiotics, to be honest, I'm not the expert in semiotics, but I'm trying to connect semiotics things with the what is art-based research. So semiotics is more based on the how to learn the language, right? How to focus on the maybe words by words that's already expressed by students. But for interpretive inquiry, by using a picture or artifact or images to in the research, it's more how they give a response. It's more about their personal feelings. It's more about how to express something through the images. So we in interpretive inquiry, or especially in using art-based research, based on my experience, using images and artifact in art-based research, it's more about how to use it as a media to facilitate the conversation. It's more about how to encourage your participant or your informant uh, to recall something from their personal experience and express them to the picture or through the image. So that's a kind of what is answer that I can give to you. Does it make sense? And for the second question, so I think another strategy that can be used to encourage students to improve themselves in terms of to provide what is a respond? What is it? Did you use the picture or
Yeah,
like?
it's a photographic sessions, right?
So another strategy for me, so it will better to what is to give them a space to choose by themselves what kind of artifacts or images that's really made them what is that's their favorite picture or their favorite things that can remind them about some things relate to the study progress. So that's my strategy. It's also happened to me when I have to interview the professor from Islamic University. So what kind of image that I have to provide? And then I offer them to provide by themselves that remind them about their experience as leaders in a particular university. And then if they cannot provide it, so I can help them to provide the related images or artifacts that have strong connection with their experience. So I think it's very important for the teachers, educators to explore more about the research participant itself. So their backgrounds, to learn their background, to understand their background is very important, and it can help you to find what kind of artifact or images that can be provided to support your data collection or to support the what is interview conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe like for the participants, maybe you can ask directly to the email of Dr.
Exactly.
Fauzana because we don't have like much more to come, much more time, and I'm so sorry for that. And I think this is a very good one, Ibu. I mean, thank you for triggering us to
Thank you so
explore
much.
more about the research qualitative methodology, especially for the ABM. And then by that, we need to close our session, and then it's bring us to the end of the session. So of our today's lunch talk session. And as a token of our appreciations, I think we could like to present a souvenir to our speakers of Dr. Fauzana, and then may we kindly invite Professor Nina Nurmila, our Dean Faculty of Education, to give the souvenir for Dr. Fauzana Fauzan, PhD. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Fauzana. Very interesting. So maybe everyone stand up so we can see. Hi, Bucheri. Oh, so can you guys like move forward so we can get a better picture, please? Everyone, please move forward. Bucheri, please. So everyone, please move forward and then stand up, please. Okay, everyone. Are you guys ready?
Please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. And I'm so sorry for because of we don't have much time to do so. Maybe if those students or like any other participants want to ask a questions to Dr. Fauzana, you guys can contact her email. And then thank you so much, everyone. So let's close by saying Alhamdulillah together. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wishing you a pleasant afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for all the lecturers and also for the dean.